Morning, all. All right, so we've got 7 games tonight. So Monday night, 7 games. I think there's 7 games tomorrow too. So we've got 3 of them that start at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Then 2 hours later, we get one more, and then we get two more an hour after that, and then a half an hour later, one more. So not too busy comparatively speaking with Thursday. Thursday's the day that usually is crazy. So Saturday and Sunday it's just all day, but Thursday it's all at the same time. So at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, we've got the Philadelphia Flyers and the Buffalo Sabres. So the Flyers, who at 16, 13, and 4 have been having a bit of a challenge lately. The 6, 23, and 4 Buffalo Sabres would seem to be the perfect fix for whatever's been going wrong for Philadelphia. On the Philadelphia side, goaltending. Carter Hart, 8, 9, and 3/8, 69 save percentage. Probably needs to be a little bit better. And Nolan Patrick. So for today, I've got a goaltender for each team, and I'm just somebody I want to talk about. I don't normally talk about from each team. Nolan Patrick being the guy for Philly. 33 games played, which is great news that he's played every game. 4 goals, 3 assists, and 7 points. And so the question becomes one of, is this just a slow year? Is he going to work his way back up? Or is the scoring not going to come back? And is this just, how it's going to work with Nolan Patrick? And that's the question I think that's going to get asked probably up until next season. And of course, his entry-level contract expires this summer, so we'll see what happens with that too. On the Buffalo side, Ullmark 5-5-2 with the 918 save percentage. The fact that he's back should help them, but I don't think it fixes them. I think it means that they should stop the losing soon, because he can steal a game, but it's a matter of when and how many. Casey Middlestad is the player for them that we're still waiting on the scoring upside. 18 games, 1 goal, 4 assists. And again, he may very well get moved. He may very well get extended. No idea what Buffalo's going to do. All right, 7 Eastern as well, 4 Pacific. New York Islanders in against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's won 5 out of 7 between these two. It's bizarre as we see these season series continue to see just how much almost total ownership certain teams have over others. So for the Islanders at 22-9-4, Pittsburgh 22-11-2. These teams are very, very close to one another. Varlamov, 14-6-3, 922 save percentage. I would think he starts tonight. He's been the better of the two goaltenders. Tristan Jarry, 14-8-2, 909 save percentage. You can make an argument for DeSmith. You can make one for Jarry, I guess. They've both been decent. Cizikas is a guy that I don't talk about enough from the Islanders. Really just fantastic bottom 6 forward. 35 games, 6 goals, 7 assists from him. Sam Lafferty, I'm never going to have a reason to really talk about him in a video unless it's that he got an assist on a goal. But with 24 games played and 4 assists, what I'd like with Lafferty is what he brings into the lineup when he does get to play. And I think he's a decent, cheap bottom 6 option that they've had. And they've had to use him more than they had expected due to injury. Also at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, the Edmonton Oilers and against the Toronto Maple Leafs. So Edmonton now 21-13-1. Now they got that first overtime loss. For the Maple Leafs, 22-10-2. Toronto's won 6 out of 8 in this matchup so far. This will close it out with them and the Oilers. Koskinen 9-10 with a 903 save percentage. His numbers have actually come up from where they were early in the season. But I just wonder still with goaltending, what does Edmonton do in the offseason? So it's a big question right there, because Smith, I think, has been the better of the two goaltenders. And he's 39, so I'm not sure where they go from here next season. Kyler Yamamoto, a player that with 7 goals, 9 assists, 16 points in 33 games. Those are decent totals. I still think there's more there, though. On the Toronto side, Jack Campbell, who is everybody's favorite. The most popular player on a team is very often the backup goaltender. He's 6-0, 945 save percentage, and I understand people are like, oh, he needs to be the starter, he needs to get all the starts because Anderson sucks. But it's interesting to see that dynamic, and I could go back many, many years to talk about goaltending tandems where one might have been seen as better than the other, and we look back now and it's, And I'm not saying that's going to happen with Campbell, but it does happen. Wayne Simmons, who's still trying to get himself back into, not necessarily the lineup, he's there, but back into the shape he was and back to playing the style he was playing earlier this season. 16 games, 5 goals, 1 assist, 6 points. And it's not that easy to just jump right back into the lineup and start scoring again. So we'll see when that starts happening for him. And then at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, we have the Anaheim Ducks in against the Colorado Avalanche. Colorado's won 3 out of 5 in this matchup so far this year. For Anaheim, they're 11-19-6. They're coming off of the wins against the St. Louis Blues. And, of course, they played last night. So Colorado at 21-8-4 should be able to win this game against a team that's going to be tired and they're not really a team that should give Colorado a hard time, which is why I expect that they will. Ryan Miller, 3-7-1, 880 save percentage. And it's been a rough year for him overall. It's probably his last, I'll say, but I said that last year too, so we'll see. Danton Heinen, 24 games, 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points. He had opportunities last night that weren't quite going in. Maybe tonight he gets one. Grubauer has become an amazing story in Colorado. 27-1 is his record, 930 save percentage. Bowen Byram has also been a very under-the-radar good story. So he only has 2 assists in 19 games, but he's not playing a prominent offensive role for them at all. So he's come in and he's playing the more background kind of role for them on the blue line, but he's doing well, and he's playing the physical game, and he's doing all the little things he needs to do. So at the beginning, he looked kind of lost out there, but he seems to have grown into the role that they've given him so far for this season. So be interesting to see what happens there. And then at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, Winnipeg in against these guys, Calgary Flames. Winnipeg 21-12-2. They've won 4 out of 7 in this season series. Calgary 16-17-3, and they need to start stringing some wins together. If they're going to stay in this hunt, they have to string some wins together. Connor Hellebuyck, 16-9-2 with a 917 save percentage, has been fantastic for most of this season. Mason Appleton doesn't get a lot of discussion, and yet here he is with 9 goals, the same amount as Heine, and he's got 9 assists, 18 points, 35 games. Appleton is a very solid third line option, really, and he's been great for Winnipeg so far this year. Markstrom, 12-11-2 with a 904 save percentage for Calgary. This season hasn't been the dream for Markstrom, but I don't know how much of that is his play and how much of that is the blue line in front of him. Hanifin has been a part of the best tandem on that blue line, though, at least offensively, which is Hanifin and Tanev. Hanifin, 36 games, 3 goals, 8 assists, 11 points. The offense is coming for Hanifin now. He was a black hole offensively early in the season. Now the points are starting to reflect that he's playing very well. Then also at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, the LA Kings in against Vegas. Vegas has won 3 out of 4 in the matchups between these teams. LA won the last one. The Kings are 13-13-6, and if they're going to stay in this hunt, they have to look at the fact that St. Louis looks kind of vulnerable, and they got to win a game like this against Vegas, who are 23-8-1. On the LA side, Cal Peterson, his record is 6-7-4, which is not fantastic, but his save percentage is pretty darn good at .923. Mikey Anderson, defenseman we don't talk about enough out of LA, 30 games, 6 assists. The offense will come around for Anderson, and he's a solid option on the blue line for them. Leonard, 5-1-1 record for Vegas. Wouldn't be surprised to see him get a start here. He's going to have to start getting some starts. He has an .898 save percentage. But that's the weird thing, is that since he got to Vegas, he may not have a save percentage like Marc-Andre Fleury's, but his winning percentage is pretty darn good. And Riley Smith, 32 games, 6 goals, 5 assists, 11 points. He is prominent every single game. I don't understand how he's not getting points. Then at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, the last game of the night, Minnesota Wild, 21-10-1. in against the 13-16-4 San Jose Sharks. Minnesota's won 2 out of 3 in this matchup so far this season. For San Jose, again, we would be talking about them saying, well, they've won 13 out of 33 games, or they're not going to make it. But St. Louis keeps leaving that door open. So Minnesota will be looking to help close that for San Jose. Kakkonen may very well get a start. He's 12-5 with a .921 save percentage. Jonas Brodin, having a very good season offensively now. 30 games, 5 goals, 10 assists. Low-key could end up getting some votes or consideration for Norris at some point this season. He's been very good. On the San Jose side, Jones 10-7-2 with an .898 save percentage. Martin Jones wins games. He doesn't necessarily have a great save percentage in doing it, but they play well in front of him. Logan Couture, 33 games, 14 goals, 9 assists, 23 points. The 14 goals is right in line. I'm surprised that the 23 points being as low as it is. But again, San Jose has had a rough year, and we'll see whether or not that starts to turn things around. I will say, too, with Martin Jones, that .898, that is much higher than where it was, and it was .902 before the last game. So he's flirting with .900 this year, which is definitely better than what we saw last season. So that's good news. Let me know your winners in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.